Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In previous video, we have seen how to design for the messages and how to backend code for this. So if you haven't watched that video, then just go to description there. I put the link for my previous video. In this video, we are going to see how to design for this one, that is settings, and how to backend code for it. So let's quickly move back to the coding. So let me close the application and let me minimize it. And where we have to go into this fragment secret change. Double click on this and it will open a pop-up like this. Over here, first thing what we have to do is we have to change this from frame layout to relative layout. After that, what we have to do is layout width and height will be match parent and match parent. After that, I'm going to add one schema. XMLS app, this one, resize. After this, I have to add tools, context, context is equal to, okay, we already have this secret change, don't need to add it. After this, we have to set the orientation and gravity for this. So I'm going to set that. Orientation, this one will be vertical, and gravity to center. We don't need this text view. This is we have added only to show that this different fragments are being loaded. So I've removed that. Over here, what we have to do is we have to add the text input layout. That is for the search bar. Text input layout, this one, and for this one, width will be match parent and height will be wrap content. If we split over here, we can see the things in parallel. Okay, so let me just keep it like this. After this, what I have to do is I have to add the style for this. So that will be style / widget dot material components dot text input layout dot outline box. This one. After this, I'm going to give it an ID outline. After this, I'm going to give it a layout margin start, that is of 15 dp. I'm going to give it a layout margin that is also 15 dp. After this, I'm going to give it a start icon drawable, this one, and I'm going to use drawable IC underscore encrypt, and this one I have already added and I have already provided this in the previous videos, the icons and images. So make sure you have downloaded it and following the video from the start. Okay, after this, I'm going to add end icon mode. This one will be password toggle. And let me just open like this. And to this one, we are again going to add a text input edit text. So let's quickly add that. Input edit text, this one, and width will be match parent and height will be wrap content, and for this one I am going to simply give it an ID. So txt key, and let's close this. After this, what we have to do is we have to add some buttons. So this is basically to enter the password, whatever password you want to change. There is no search box over here. Okay, next thing what we have to do is we have to add one of the button, that is for change key. So I'm going to do that. So that is button, and width will be match parent and height will be wrap content. After this, I'm going to give it an ID. ID will be btn save key. After this, what I have to do is I have to add a margin start of 20 dp, margin end of 20 dp, and I'm going to set the text for this one. Text change key. As you can see, this one is overlapping with above that text field, so we have to move it down. And before we do that, is whatever the text over here, you can see everything is in caps. What I want as I have written over here. So for that, what we have to do is text all caps to false. After this, what we have to do is we have to move it below that text box. So layout below, this is a relative layout, that's why we can type layout below. If this one is a another layout like linear layout, another layout, there you cannot use this layout below. Okay, so this is the outline. Let's close this, and we need to put one more thing over here, that is layout center horizontal is equal to true. Center horizontal is equal to true. So this ID you want to put below which one? So I want to put below this text input layout. That's why I have added the ID over here. Else the ID for text input layout is not required. We are going to work with this txt key. Okay, so after we added this one, again we have to add one more button. Or before we add one more button, as you have seen in the quick overview, whenever we click on this check key, change key, there is one message will be shown. If that key doesn't validate, doesn't fall under our validation criteria. So for that, what we have to do is we have to move back over here, and we have to add a text view over here, which will not be visible. Okay, so text view, and into this one I'm going to set the width will be match, height will be wrap content, and again this one will be ID, not ID, it will be layout below @ID btn save key. Below this key we are going to add it. Okay, after this I'm going to give it text. Let me scroll, and here I'm going to type your password should contain /n is to change the line, one small letter /n, one caps letter /n, one special character /n, and one number. Here you can see this one is visible, but it's quite small, so we will fix that. So text size, I'm going to set this one to 18 sp. Now here you can see this one is bolder now. Layout margin, I'm going to give it a margin of 20 dp from all the side. Now this one is good. After this, I'm going to set the text color, that will be red. So for that, FF 4 times 0. This is the red color. Here you can see this. After this, text alignment will be center, and I'm going to give it an ID txt warning. But as I have mentioned, this will be initially be gone. So this will be not be visible. For that, what we have to do is I have to simply add visibility is equal to gone. We will show only when the password doesn't fall under the validation criteria. So we will do that in the code, Java code, not here. Okay, so now continuing further. Next thing, we have to add few more buttons, that is for enable, disable message history, enable, disable screen log, and delete all messages. So move back over here, make some space, and I'm going to add one button. And for this one, width will be match parent, and height will be wrap content, and I'm going to give it an ID for this one. So ID will be btn enable disable message. After this, we have to give it a margin start and margin end. Margin start of 20 dp, margin end of 20 dp. After this, I'm going to give it a text, that is enable disable message history, and text all caps to false. This will be layout below, it will be below warning. So txt warning. So now you can see this. Now this enable disable is aligned properly. After this, I have to center horizontal, layout center horizontal and just close it. Now the button is ready. Next thing what we have to do is we need one more button, that is enable disable screen lock. So let me just copy this one and paste it over here, and we will modify things. So this will be btn enable lock. After this is match parent 2020 dp, and this text needs to be changed, that is enable disable screen lock. And this one text all caps is for, this one will be btn enable disable message. This will be below this one, right? Okay, next thing, we need one more button that is for delete all messages. So I'm going to copy it again. I'm going to paste it. This layout button will be below this btn enable disable, and this one will be btn delete all messages. Delete all message, and the text we need to change. So change this one to delete all message. Save it, and here you can see this one is aligned properly. Next thing, the task for this one is done. Let's check this if this one is visible over there or not. So okay, so this will not be visible. Let's check quickly. So I've started the application. It will take some time. Okay, next thing what we have to do is we have to go over here, and here you can see this. Now this one is visible. If I click on this, nothing is working for now because we haven't coded anything over it. So we can view and hide it. Okay, so this one is working fine. Next thing, now what we have to do is we have to code for whenever we click on these buttons, what operation we need to be performed. So let's quickly move back over here to the secret change fragment. And over here, whenever we create the fragment, we have a lot of things. So let me just remove these all. On this one also, these are not required. Okay, this one is also not required. Let's remove this. And over here, we will start with the things like private button. So we have, okay, let's import it. Alt and enter an import class. btn save key. If you want to see the imports, I can show that too. So this is the button import. If you can't able to press alt and enter, then you can manually type it over here. You minimize it. btn save key, btn enable disable message, btn delete all message. If you have any suggestion regarding which project you want next, you can comment in the comment section. We will try to develop it as soon as possible. Okay, so we have all these buttons over here. Next thing, we have private, we have edit text, txt key we have, right? After this, we have one text view. So private, that is the warning message text view, txt warning. Okay, and another thing, one more object we need, that is of room db, because we are going to perform the operation on the database. Now save it. After this, what we have to do is we need some methods in order to work with this one. So first thing, I'm going to write one method that is to save the key. So private void save key string key to save. Into this one, first thing what I will do is list, and I will get key that is from com.btechdays.hiddlevideo.model, and we need to import this list. After this, it will be a key list equal to database.keyDAO.get all keys. Key my key is equal to key list.get 0. Database.keyDAO.change key, and over here we have to pass my key.get id and whatever the key to save. So for the change key, I've already written the query. So if I go over here, update the key, set key, whatever the key for the ID which we want to proceed, right? So in the previous videos, I have already written all the queries. So make sure you watch the video from the starting. So don't get confused in this one. So this one is done. Next thing, we need one more method, that is to validate the password. So password contains one letter, number, special character, camel case, these all stuff. For that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write public, or you can keep it private. It will return a boolean value, true or false. So it's valid password, final string password, and pattern matcher. Let's import this pattern. After this, what we have to do is we have to type, get the key. So final string password underscore pattern. This is a regex. So for now, I'm just keeping it empty. I will put it over here. Pattern is equal to pattern dot compile, and inside this one we have to pass password pattern. In the matcher, we will check matcher pattern dot matcher, and inside this one we have to pass the password and simply return matcher dot matches. So here what we did is we have typed pattern over here, not password, and save it, and this password. Okay, so what's the error is there? Okay, I guess we have imported something wrong. Let's move back over here. Let me remove these two. Save it. Move back below. Alt enter. It will show the import class. Okay, this one is matcher. Yeah. Now here you can see this. Now this one is fine. Next thing what we have to do is we have to put the pattern over here. So let me just copy it and paste it over here. So I will paste the pattern over here. So this is the pattern. I will provide this pattern in the description of this video, so you can copy it from there also. Next thing what we have to do is we have to move back over here. Let me just click this one. Over here, first thing what we will do is we will create a view. View is equal to inflator dot inflate. Into this one we have to pass the layout, and into this one we will pass the fragment, secret change, container, and we have to pass the false, and simply return view. And whatever operation we have to perform in between. Okay. So make some space, hit enter. And over here, first thing what we will do is we will need the instance of database. So database is equal to roomdb.getInstance. Into this one we have to pass a context. So get activity, and it will pass the context. Next thing, we need to get the connectivity with key. So txt key is equal to view.findViewById r.id.txt key. After this, we have btn save key is equal to view.findViewById r.id btn save key. After this, we have txt warning is equal to view.findViewById r.id.txt warning. Next thing what we have is we have btn enable disable messages. So is equal to view.findViewById r.id.btn enable disable messages. After this, we have btn delete all messages. So view.findViewById r.id.btn delete all messages. Next thing, we have btn enable lock is equal to view.findViewById r.id.btn enable lock, like this one. Now we have object of the buttons over here. So we need to remove this. By mistake, I have typed it. Now we have the connection with all of things. Now we have the database object. We have the connectivity with all of these buttons with this fragment. Next thing what we have to do is we have to write the operation, like whenever I'm going to click on the btn save, then what operation we need to perform. So btn save key dot set on click listener, and for this one new view on click listener, and it will automatically give us a method on click what we want to perform. So over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the key first, key text is equal to txt key dot get text, and convert that one to string. And first thing, for this we have to validate that if the password is valid or not. So if validate, and to this one we have to pass the key text. If this is not the valid, then in the else condition, what we have to show is we have to show that warning message. So txt warning dot set visibility is equal to view dot visible. And if this is not the case, it means that password matches all the criteria, like it has a number, it has camel keys, it has small letter, capital letters. So in that case, we have to simply call save key, and to this one we have to pass the key text. After this, what we have to do is if txt warning is visible, then we have to set that visibility to view dot gone. And another thing, we have to clear the text box also. So get text dot clear, and after this I have to show a toast message. So toast dot make toast, into this one we have to pass a context. So get context, and it will be, the text will be encryption key changed. After this we have to show the toast dot length short, and we have to show it. Now let's check if this one is working or not. So let's start our application. Our application is installed. Whenever if the key is changed, all the messages previously encrypted will not work, because that will work only on the same key. You cannot decrypt it without the same key. So let's move back over here. So these all, whatever I'm teaching, just for the learning purpose. Any type of use, that's totally on you. Okay. So move back over here. First thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply type like this, and if I click on this change key, so this doesn't contain the appropriate data, one small letter, one caps letter, one special character, one number. These all stuff is not there. So what I'm going to do is this one is wrong, right? So that's why it's showing an issue. Yes, hash 1. If I type like this, it contains all the things. So if I click on this here, you can see this encryption key changed. Now again, if I try to decrypt this one, if I paste it over here, and if I try to decrypt it, here you can see this key changed or invalid encrypted data. So now try encrypting something new, like btechdays, and encrypt it. Now this was the encrypted text. Here you can see this btechdays. Now let me copy this back over here and paste it, and now try to decrypt it. And here you can see that this one is being decrypted. If I again change the key, in that case you won't be able to decrypt the existing data. So now this one is working fine. Next thing, we move back to this one, that is btn enable disable message. So whenever we click on that btn enable disable, we also have seen that one pop-up message will be there, one dialog message. So we also need to design for that. So let me close this quickly, move back over here, make some space, and btn enable disable messages dot set on click listener, new view on click listener. Now scroll down over here. What we have to do is, first thing, string message, after that dialog message, after that dialog alert, because whenever we are going to, if it's already enabled, then we have to show the message to disable. If that one is disabled, then we have to show the message enabled. So in that case, the title and dialog message both are different, so we have to code accordingly. Okay, so dialog message, dialog title, list key list is equal to database dot key down dot get all key. Over here, key is equal to key list dot get 0, and we will check the status. Boolean status. If key dot get message, it means that if this one is true, in that case status is equal to false. Now what we have to do is we have to make it false, and we have to show a message. Message is equal to message backup disabled. Dialog message, what we have to show is, are you sure you want to disable message history creation? And question mark, line change, and over here no message history will be made further. After this, dialog alert or dialog title, that will be disabled. Okay, so when this all will be done, so if that backup is already enabled, that is by default, and if you click on this, this will be shown message backup disable, that is the message, and before we click on disable, it will be a pop-up will be opened, so it will show this message with the title disable. Okay, so if this is not the case, means that that one is already disabled. In that case, we have to update the status to true, and message will be something like this: message backup enabled. After that, dialog message is equal to, are you sure you want to enable message history creation question mark /n for the next line. By enabling, you will have history of all messages you encrypt. Dialog title will be enabled or enabled. Now the message is created. Next thing what we have to do is we have to use these messages in the prompt. So let's open new alert dialog dot builder. Into this one we have to pass inflator dot get context. After this dot set title, and we have to set the title. So dialog title plus confirmation. Like this one. After this dot set message, and I want to set the message, so dialog message over here. Next thing we have to set the positive button, and to this one I will ask for confirm. New dialog interface dot click listener, like this one. Dialog message is set, title is set, I confirm, and over here dot set negative button. And to this one again I have to set text cancel. New dialog interface, this one, and we have to do nothing over here. Dot set icon, and over here by on the basis of status we will set the icon. So r dot drawable dot ic enable, else r dot drawable dot ic underscore disable dot show. As you can see, if the enable is there, then this green one will be visible. If disable is there, then red one will be visible. So we have to move into this one, that's on click, that positive button. So if this one is confirmed, so database dot edow dot enable disable, and to this key dot get id we have to set, and we have to pass the status. So what is status if we want to do? And we have to show the toast message. So toast dot make toast. Into this one we will pass the context first, and after that we will pass the message, and after this we will pass the toast dot length short dot show. So now start the application and let's check if this one is working fine or not. So we started the application, back here, and click on this one. And for now, here you can see this, whenever I encrypt anything like ABCI, if I encrypt it and if I back it, and if I move back over here, you can see this now ABC is visible. Now, if I move back over here, if I click on this and you can see this disable confirmation, are you sure you want to disable message history creation? Here we have added /n and it's asking for disable. So here you can see that this now red button is visible over here and disable confirmation. So over here we missed one stuff, that is the one space is required. So let me move back over here. After disable space and after enable also put one space. Save it and restart the application. So for now ABC is there. Move back over here, click on this and here you can see this disable confirmation, space is there. If I confirm it, message backup disabled. Now if I move back over here, now XYZ, and if I encrypt it, now text is over here, but in the message you cannot able to see XYZ. So this XYZ is the older one. So let's try with some other data like 1. Hey, 1, 2, 3. Encrypt it. This is the text. Move back over here. Hey is not there. Okay. So if I move back over here, now enable it. Enable confirmation. Now you can see that this one is a green. Are you sure you want to enable message history creation? By enabling, you will have a history of all messages you encrypt. Confirm it. Now move back over here. Now I will encrypt KG. Encrypt it. Move back over here and here you can see this. Now we have this KG. It means that this one is working fine now. Next thing what we have to do is we have to code for this one. That is enable disable and the delete all messages. Okay. So let's move back over here. After this button enable disable, we have btn delete all messages. So let's move back and make some space and btn delete all messages dot set on click listener. You view on click listener, and over here first thing what we will do is we will show the alert dialog. So new alert dialog builder, and to this one inflator dot get context. After this we have to set the title dot set title. We have to set the title into this one delete dot set message. We have to set it to this one. Are you sure? Question mark. After this we have to set the positive button. So positive button into this one. Confirm new dialog alert. This one, and if and to this one we have to set the negative button also. So this one will be cancel. If we cancel, nothing we have to do. So new dialog interface on click listener dot set icon. Into this one I have to pass r dot drawable dot ic underscore delete dot show, and we have to move back into this one whenever this delete is confirmed. In that case, database dot main tau dot delete all messages. We have already written the query for that. Toast, and we have to show the message. So make toast into this one, pass the get context all messages deleted, and we have to show the toast, pass the toast dot length short, and to this one finally we have to show the toast. Save it, and if you want to see the query, so click on this one and it will say delete from messages, and we are not passing any ID, so it will delete every data available into that table. So now let's check this one. So restart the application, back over here. Go to this one. Here you can see this. We have a lot of messages. Move back over here. Delete all messages. Cancel. Nothing happens. Here you can see this. Now icon is also visible. If I click on confirm, all messages deleted. If I go over here, nothing is there. We have to encrypt again ABC, and here you can see this. We have one message. So now this one is also working. Next thing what we have is we have btn enable lock and disable lock. So let's move back over here, make some space, btn enable lock dot set on click listener, new view on click listener. Over here again we have to do the same thing, string messages, dialog message, dialog alert, dialog title. This one again what we have to do is we have to get the keys list, key list is equal to database dot key down dot get all key. We will get one key is equal to key list dot get zero index. From there we will get one boolean status we have to set. So if key dot get security. So into this one, what we have to do is we will set the status is equal to false. So if it's true, already true, then only we will enter into this one. In that case, I have to change the status to false. Again, I have to set the message into this one. So message will be screen lock disable. This will be message shown only when it click on the confirm. Next thing, the dialog message we have to show. So is equal to are you sure you want to disable screen lock? Question mark and semicolon. After this we have dialog alert or dialog title. Into this one it will be disable. Makes one space is there. That is we have to concat the confirmation. Else if this is not the case, then status is equal to true. It means that it's already enabled, already disabled, sorry. So message is equal to screen lock enabled. Next thing, dialog message is equal to, into this one what we have to show is are you sure you want to enable screen lock question mark slash n to change the line by enabling you have to use screen lock to open. Next thing we have dialog title, so I will set that is equal to enable space and just close it. After this what we have to do is we have to simply create the new title, new alert title, right? So into this one, make some space, let me scroll so that you can see everything. New alert dialog builder. Into this one, inflator dot get context dot set title dialog title plus lock dot set message. Into this one we have to set the dialog message dot set positive button. Into this one we have to pass the positive button names to confirm. You can keep any name of your choice. New dialog inflator dot on click listener. It will give us a on click method, and for again we have to set one negative button. So negative button, into this one we have to pass the text cancel, the button name, and again new dialog alert on click, and into this one we don't have to do anything. Again I have to set the icon. If status is equal to true, this is a ternary operator. r.drawable dot ic underscore enable, else r.drawable dot ic underscore disable dot we have to call the show. And into this one, whenever this one is called, in that way what we have to do is we have to again update to the database. So database dot keydow dot enable disable security. Into this one we have to pass key dot get ID. We have to pass the status, and we have to show the toast. So dot make toast. We have to pass the context. So get context. We have to show the passage toast dot length short, and finally we have to show the toast. So now into this one again, if I go over here, update TDB set security is equal to whatever the status is passed and the ID we have passed. So now move back over here. The task here is done. Here you can see this. If the status is true, then this enable will be visible. If the status is false, then it will disable will be visible. So now start the application, restart it, and move back over here. So now move back over here. Here you can see this. If I close the application, if I move back and if I go into this one, here you can see this is directly opened up. So what I want to do is I want to enable the screen lock. So if I click on this, you can see this enable lock. Are you sure you want to enable the screen lock? By enabling, you have to use the screen lock to open. So confirm it. Let's close it and move back away and click on this one. And here you can see this. This is asking for the password. So this will only be popped up only when you have screen lock on your actual device. By going into the setting and whenever you power on the phone and whenever you enter the lock screen, that will be enabled over here. If that lock screen is not enabled, and then this will not be visible. So for me, password is this one. This is just for testing purpose. So if I move back over here and if I again click on this disable lock, so if I confirm it, now close back and let me just remove it and let's open it once again. And here you can see this. Now it's directly opened. So this one, the task for this one is done. We can change the key, we can enable disable history, we can enable disable screen lock, delete all messages. So everything is working fine. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and share with your friends, and comment for any new projects you want into the description of this video. In the next video, we are going to see for this one about us. So stay tuned, subscribe.